Action.
Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 26th of July, and we're making a rehearsal for our webinar, which will actually take place tomorrow, on the 27th of July. So here's my beautiful wife making our questions today. This one is not empty. Okay, we see what happened with this loudspeaker. Can you start with your questions?
Okay, now our webinar participant today, Arno A. Evers, is not only the oldest, has most global experience in commercializing hydrogen, but also lives on the other side of the globe. Arno, where do we reach you?
Well, you reach me now on Samal Island. It's called Sunny Houses at Samal Island, and we are here on Samal Island. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Arno, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure, I do my best. I was born 1946 in Hamburg, Germany. I am here now since 3 years. I started my career in 1962 when I learned the trade of an electromechanics, and later I learned the trade of an industrial clerk. That was with the Airbus organization. I have worked for a British company on the Persian Gulf, headquartered in Doha, Qatar, and later I was working 23 years for the German aircraft industry in a company called Messerschmitt Bölkow Blohm.
Okay, when did you hear the word hydrogen for the first time?
The word hydrogen I heard for the first time in the office of my former boss, Dr. Ludwig Bölkow. That was 1985, and he had the drawings which we are seeing now already on his wall in his office, printed out as a poster. That was maybe 45 years ago.
Oh, and then?
And then in 1949, 10 years later, I founded the group exhibit Hydrogen and Fuel Cell at the Hanover Fair. And Dr. Bölkow was actually visiting our small exhibition there in the year 1996. So I sold this event to the Deutsche Messe AG, who is carrying on until now, and it's organized now by my former staff, which are working for Hanover Fair, Deutsche Messe AG.
Okay, which bring us to the topic. You wanted to tell us something about your insight and prospect and the commercialization of hydrogen.
Yes, for that we have prepared 8 pictures, which we are going to see now. We follow the orange carpet. So we are on this orange carpet here. We have our 8 pictures. We are going backwards, so we're starting there in the end at the sun. This is the orange carpet. Hi, good afternoon. So we start with the sun, because the sun keeps it all together. Without the sun, there would be no life on the earth. Now we come to picture number 1. That's the Earth's energy balance. The sun is providing unbelievable lots of power to the Earth. It's 5.6, 10 to the square, 24 joule per year, which is coming down from the sun to the Earth. And what actually mankind is using, so-called mechanical energy, that's very little. It's only 0.005% from the whole solar radiation. It's used by mankind. So we have still 99.995 things which we are not using. So actually the energy emitted by the sun in 1 hour would supply the energy needs of the whole world for almost 1 year. So this we must keep in mind. So what is coming down in 1 hour can supply all people on the globe for 1 year.
Oh, that's not much, actually frighteningly little.
Yes. So now we come to our picture number 2. the world energy production by source, and here we see the terawatt hours per year. We see the primary energies like oil, like coal, like gas, and we see the so-called renewable energies. Actually, the traditional biomass has been used from the beginning when the mankind came on the planet. This is this green curve, traditional biomass, that was wood and dung from the animals. When I was born in 1946, there were only 2 billion people on the world. In 1860, 1 billion, 1.3 billion, and now actually we have a population of 8 billion people using these energies, again oil, coal and gas, and also these are the fossil energies and also the renewable energies like biomass, like hydropower, nuclear power, wind and biofuels and solar energy.
The actual share of wind and solar energy is relatively small.
Yeah, that's true. That's in the 1-digit percentage in the year 2021. So there's a lot of things to do. But normally the place where we convert the energy is rather far away from the place where it's needed. So therefore we need a grid.
Well, okay, what can you tell us about the German power grid?
The German power grid here is at the moment 1.9 million kilometer long. This figure alone doesn't say much, but 1.9 kilometer, that's the distance from the Earth to the Moon, 4.9 times. So the German power grid covers 4.9 times the distance from the Earth to the Moon. So I can show it here. Here's a globe. So we must look for Germany, a very small country, which is here. This little yellow dot, that's Germany. I can turn the globe. So here are the other countries. Coming back to Germany, that's Canada, United States, and then Europe. And here this little green, or this little yellow dot, that's Germany. So they actually need 4.9 times the distance from the Earth to the Moon. So I start showing you the length of the German grid. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0.9. 4.9 times the distance from the Earth to the Moon. That's the German power grid.
Okay, and then how has the German power grid developed in recent years? Aren't the grid operators doing something about that?
No, not really. The actual growth rate of this grid is only 0.62% per year in the last 10 years. So we can see it better here on this graphic. That's the development of the power grid in Germany. So here is the annual growth rate per year, and when you add them together, it's 0.62%. So we have 4 voltage levels in Germany: extra high voltage 220 to 380 kilowatt, high voltage 60 to 220 kilovolt, medium voltage 6 to 60 kilovolt, and the low voltage, the distribution net, is 0.4 kilovolt. So this altogether was growing 0.62%. The highest rate of growth was here in the low voltage net. That was growing from here to there within the last 10 years by 6.9%.
Okay, and how does that affect electricity prices in Germany?
Unfortunately, not very much, because Germany by traditional has the highest electricity price, going up from 17.1 or 13.9 up to 46.9 euro cent per kilowatt hour. That's what the German households are paying in the last year, in the year 2023. Actually, the price here consists of 11 different components, and here this light blue columns, these are the prices for the grid connection. So when you buy a kilowatt hour in the German grid, you must pay for the grid connection 9.52 euro cents per kilowatt hour. That's what you have to pay.
Okay, and now we should come to hydrogen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Now we come to hydrogen. So here we have our hydrogen is actually nothing new. Hydrogen is a very old technology known for many years, since 1929. Actually, it started in Norway from the hydropower making fertilizer. So this one, so hydrogen has to be made. Actually, today's hydrogen, 95% of today's hydrogen is made from fossil fuels. The remaining 5% is made from electricity. And now we will show. We need our 2 units. We need an electrolyzer. This one, that's an electrolyzer. This making from water. It's making electricity it's making hydrogen from water by electricity. So we need 5.6 kilowatt hours to convert the water into hydrogen. And then we have a fuel cell, second unit, which takes out of this 0.111 kilogram hydrogen which we first made. It needs 3.7 kilowatt hours, and then we have 1.8 kilowatt hours in the leftover. So the whole thing is an overall energy efficiency of 25 to 35%. That sounds little, but actually it's quite okay, because a normal combustion engine is working in the same region.
Okay, so we don't electrolysis after all.
Yeah, this is what we are now using. So we come to the next point.
Okay, that sounds kind of better. So what should we do?
Yeah, we must think again of our energy sources which we are getting from the sun. So you can sit down again. Thank you very much for your help. So we must think of what we have available on our properties, and then we come to another idea.
Okay, are there already examples?
Yes, this is what we call independent houses, which are power and energy independent. I saw some in Sweden and also in Thailand, and this is our own example here. Luckily, we have a model.
Okay, by chance, so you have model there.
Yeah, this is our little model of our independent houses, and therefore we can use all the energy which is coming from the property, like wind, like solar power, biomass, hydropower, running river power, and geothermal. We can use here even maybe new sources which we don't know, and also we can use new appliances which we don't have today. So we have our little black box, that's this one, our personal power provider, and we mix all the energies which we have on the property, and then we can use it here in our house for electricity, for heat, and also for our appliances and light and electronic computer, the air condition, everything. Then we don't need a grid, and we don't need the gas pipe or bottled pipe, and maybe when we are smart enough, we can use also our cars. So we can use our car, which will find its way into the garage, hopefully.
Okay, and what happens then?
No, we must come to someone else.
And how you do it in the Philippines?
But in the Philippines, we have here our little block schematic diagram. So we have our sunny houses on Samal Island. This is our solar system for the day and night operation with a backup function. We have 24 solar panels on our roof. And so we only need to pay, let's say, less than, we are saving 80% to 90% of the electricity bill. Actually, what we first did was we drilled our own well. From this well, we are using our drinking water and for cooking. And we have used 2.5 million liter of this water, which we produce ourselves, which we don't have to pay, and which can be used by other people, because we don't need it, we have our own well. So that's our sample, which we have now here already in operation since January 2023.
Okay, back to the hydrogen. What should we do now? Should we stop the work?
No, we should not stop the work. We should actually carry on. There's a lot of experience already done by the hydrogen source, by the production, distribution, and the storage. So we will see what's happened next.
Okay, so what to do next?
Well, this is here on our picture number 8. Here we see what's going on already. So we have the source of hydrogen, the production, the distribution, and the storage, and later the utilization. So everybody of our participants in this webinar is working somewhere on the field, either here or there or there or there or there. But there must be a better cooperation. We need more networking between all those people, as Silke is already doing with this seminar, and we need more sharing of ideas between these different activities. So that's the next step, and we must know what the others are doing. We must know what they are doing here in the source. We must know what they are doing in the production, and we must know what they are doing in the storage. And when we know this, we will find out there's only maybe one way.
Okay, what does it mean?
Yeah, that's our new thinking, that we concentrate on what is actually needed. So we must start this way. Actually, we need a new product, a new service in the hydrogen field. And when we have this new product and new services, then there will be a pull backwards. Then we need new materials, we need new methods, we need a decentralized production, and the sources can only be renewable or maybe even new sources which we don't even know today.
Okay, so that is what you mean by new thinking.
Yeah, that's what I mean by new thinking. So we have to combine our efforts, combine our knowledge, which is now maybe 50 or 30 or 20 years old. We have to combine all these activities, and then we will come to the final solution by just concentrating on this pathway. That's my idea.
Wow, that's great. So do you have some time for questions?
I hope so. Everybody can ask questions which will come on this webinar later by Silke. So everybody is also kindly invited to contact me directly on my web page or on my email, arno@aiavers.com, and also on our sunny houses, samarisland.com. You can check it out and get in touch with me. I will answer all your questions. And I think that's the end. Now we come to the acknowledgement.
Okay.
I would like to acknowledge all the people who are working here on this to get this done. I would like to acknowledge all the people who have worked here so hard on this, on the preparation. Also, I would like to thank Peter Brücker, who has prepared me on this preparation. And also, I would like to thank Thomas Schirmeyer, who was making all these graphics. So, this is the way we can work together, and I would like to thank you for your kind patience. And, well, that's the end of this webinar. Actually, it was only a rehearsal.
Yeah, okay, that's great.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Evers.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thank you for following me, and see you next time at Samal Island. Everybody is most welcome to visit me here.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.